Hey, folks, welcome to Real Talk Friday, Affiliate Nerd Out Edition, something like that. My guest is always Kristen Evans. Welcome to the Nerdatorium again, Kristen.
Thank you. Glad to be here, as always.
Yeah, beautiful week running up toward Affiliate Summit
Yeah.
West
Yeah.
and all those connections and trying to get meetings. And are you fully booked? How are you feeling?
I'm not fully booked, as I like to leave a little bit of time in there, but good meeting setup. I'm really excited. A number of publishers that I'm super pumped about. A couple that I'm going to be able to meet with in the midst of campaigns that we have going on right now, which I'm really excited, and some that are like performing super well. I feel like I'm going in there like it's a little pep in my step because this month, as long as it's been, has actually been full of a number of wins as far as partnerships goes. I'm super excited to see what can come out of Summit. I'm really excited to meet with some of the publishers that I'm meeting with and talk about the brands that I'm working with because they're really fun right now.
Yeah, and I'm doing the same. I didn't get as many publishers and affiliates and influencers that I wanted on my docket. It doesn't seem like they're using the app as much as the business is trying to gain business, which is, I think, pretty common in there. It's tough to tell people to go and use the app, especially if they're not familiar with it. I made a video last week about that, about how I utilize it, but not everybody's going to be into it. And I found that today was I got so many responses from all the last 2 weeks that I've been doing outreaches. All of a sudden jumping in and, "Oh, I guess I can use the app."
It's how it goes though. I feel like I had a really big dry spell for a while within. So I think that's a little bit of seasonality after the holiday, especially in our industry. I think people get a little tired once Q4 kind of winds down a little bit. And there's definitely some stuff to be had for Q1, but people just become a little bit unresponsive, especially in January. So yeah, that's just a cycle that I found a little bit as well.
Oh, for sure. Great. And anything you're excited about? I know, like, you got some dinners and
Yeah. That's always, like, one of my favorite parts is the food. I'm a huge food when I travel person, like, I just wanna go to all the places and try all the things, and I get really excited whether it's something fancy and upscale or, like, the dinner that I'm having on Monday night is right next to a dive bar. I'm really excited to try as well, and I love that juxtaposition that you can find everywhere in Vegas. So, yeah, I'm really excited about the food. I'm excited about your happy hour. It's funny because I that's, like, Monday is stacked. Monday night stacked, but I've come up with a really good game plan and schematic of how I'm gonna be able to pull everything off, so I'm really that's one of the more fun things too, is, like, how can you fit it all in and still be able to get up and go the next day? And it's really, like, making sure you're making the right decisions and hydrating and you're wearing comfy shoes and all of those pieces, and it's always a challenge to see, like, how much can I actually fit in and make use of this time.
yeah, I cut off Monday night. Sunday night, I'm obviously, not gonna go crazy. You don't lose your shit on the first day, at a conference. Monday night, a little later, but I still scheduled something 9 a.m. Tuesday, and that's more of a self-discipline thing because I wanna be prepared for the whole day, and I know if I don't schedule something till 10, I might go a little harder on Monday night. So,
Sure.
then on Wednesday, I toned it down. I'm like, "Nothing before."
Like, we're leaving on Wednesdays.
Wait, for sure.
And
And
I mean what?
everybody leaves on Wednesday too. Nobody's there.
Yeah, the fun of it is, like, you get, like, an extended decompression time. Because nobody's there, there's a select few people there, and you might actually go do something a little out of the norm or whatever. I know for me, it's an opportunity. My dad just moved to Mesquite, Nevada, and that's an hour away, so he's gonna come down for lunch. Oh, I get to see him while I'm there, and yeah, it puts a little less pressure on the end of the day too on Wednesday. Like, I've often had FOMO if I've left on Wednesday and been like, "Oh, man, they went to a really cool dinner that night. I wanna go do that." And again, I'm very food buzzed.
Any other big news happen this week? Anything you wanna go through?
I just had some really big partnership wins. I've got a couple of really cool things going with Bro Bible right now that have been a little bit ongoing, but they just published another blog post about one of my clients that really popped off, and I love to see that. And then the SCIM, which was another partnership that I was able to secure, it included us in some extra promotion, which was I love to see it. That's so fun, and it makes me really grateful to work with partners like that. But I also just love to see it those little kind of wins pop off, and it's super fun. So, how about you?
I this is so I took the whole month of January off of drinking
Yeah.
altogether, and it's amazing how clear your head is thinking throughout the month. Like, I felt every week get a little bit stronger mentally and more effective and more productive. Really great clarity, and I'm looking forward to just wash it all away with one week in Vegas here.
Well, the thing is you can start all over once Vegas is
True, true. Yeah, so good cleanse for the month, down 10 pounds. You're, like, working out every day. Your age-old, "Oh, getting in shape in January," and it's so cliche, but, it just happened to roll this month and work well with my schedule, so we went with it.
focusing on your wellness is never a bad thing.
Yep. Never. And luckily, I'm in a vertical where I need to be paying attention to the folks in that industry, and they are just helping me out. I joined a new community of a brotherhood. It's called Uncommon Athletes, and it's all a bunch of guys that are professional trainers and trying to build their apps and their marketplace and their business out, and they're helping each other out. And also, we work out during our calls, which is really funny because
Awesome.
we'll have half hour, 60-minute calls, and everybody is online, like, juggling or walking and or, like, lifting weights while we're all talking, and it's really funny because 'cause I've always found that if somebody's eating or walking during a meeting with me, I've always felt that was rude, but in this community, it is
It's like encouraged.
true. Wow, it's encouraged, definitely. You ever get that vibe? Do you like is that a pet peeve of you? Of your
Well, I actually encourage people because I know that, especially with brands I'm working with, a lot of times their days will be like stacked, all the way stacked. And so I usually like to get on and be like, if you need to eat, if you need to go off camera, like whatever you need to do to take care of yourself during the day, go for it. Like, I
Mm.
pride myself in being the person that's super flexible about people having to do things while they're on a call with me because they're gonna get the information, like, they're gonna hear it from me, and then they're gonna get my follow-up on it regardless, you know? So, if the best way for them to digest the information is literally to do it while they're digesting food, please take care of you first. It's just I've been on the brand side where my days have been so stacked with meetings that, like, I never got a chance to get up and eat, or I just felt like the obligation to be so busy during the day, and that's just not always the reality for everybody, and I don't know, I also just don't care. It's so not a it's not a thing for me, but I also have cats that jump in my lap constantly, which I'm sure could be a distraction for somebody, and if they hated that, then that's an issue.
That's a problem. Yeah, it's funny. I never even consider everybody's different, right? Everybody has their own life and things that happen in their life. I think it turns back to my Marine Corps days where
Mm,
we weren't allowed to eat and talk at the same time or eat and walk. Like
yeah.
it's an absolute no. And so when I see it on a meeting, that it bothers me, and I can't get over that. I don't know if I even want to. I feel like I want to give my full attention to people when I am on a call.
Yeah, I think a lot of where mine comes from is that I had a really little baby at home when I was first getting started in affiliate on the like management side. I had to demand that flexibility from people while I was on calls with them. And I think that as a result, I also am just like, yeah, of course, just stuff to do. But yeah, that's one of the things about working from home and also taking care of a little kid. And then, of course, during like the pandemic, when all the kids were home, like everybody was distracted left and right during meetings. And has opened up a little bit more flexibility in some people's eyes, but everybody's different too. I think everybody demands different levels of etiquette in their brain. But I should flip with the rainbows like a Taylor Swift ride behind me. Like this is pretty much what you're gonna get.
Some days you dress up, some days you don't. I actually pick my outfit based on how many calls that I really need to dress up for in the day, and if the number is over 2, then I put a collared shirt on. If it isn't, then they get, like, the quick sweater call. Like,
I feel like the level of dress I put in also depends on my day, 100%. But it also it's the weather. It's disgusting. I don't want to put in a whole lot of effort because I just want to be cozy. But I think that's also something that has I seen a shift a little bit is people dressing up. I'll put on makeup for everyone, regardless. It's just you might also see my hair in a ponytail and a sweatshirt. But I think that there are different norms and ideas around that now too. I used to definitely be in positions where it was expected that I would look significantly nicer during the day, but how much do the clothes really matter versus the conversation? That being said, I'll be decked out at Affiliate Summit next week.
PR.
Anything else?
Alright, nerd. I really regret not buying that disco ball suit that I told you about.
You so should have. I can't believe you didn't.
Might run by at Folsom and see if it's still there or not, but
Good. I advocate for that heavily. Yeah, I got a couple new fits for this week that I'm super excited about. So
okay.
yeah, nothing like a disco ball suit though.
Yeah. Alright. Next week, we'll do the full recap. I asked Wade if he'd join us as well. We'll see if he gets in there.
Yeah.
I've already put a design on. Let me see if what you think about it. Let me upload it real quick. Hold on. But we'll be discussing things of best dressed. Yeah, here we go. No, what do you think, Vic?
Wow. You got the worst picture you can find of me? Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, well, we'll post it on LinkedIn here shortly.
How?
You got it.
So nice. Can't wait to bring the camera this year.
Yeah. Take those pictures. Let's get some nice group photos this year. I really enjoy the photography. Martech Record does this well with their events. They take photos and then they post them into their group chat or an email, and I love that. I love reminisce, especially if I don't go to the conference. I like to see those
Yeah.
pictures.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. One of my favorite things forever has been when Affiliate Summit releases the pictures after the fact and being like, "Where's my friends? Where's Walden?" It's so fun. But yeah, and then event photos. Whenever I remember the old Sure Sale Under the Stars parties, they used to have the best event photos, and those were always a really good time.
Okay. Bring your best photo and we'll go over important topics.
Yes, the very. We should have a photo contest next week,
Okay.
or start it next week and then have the announcement afterwards or something.
All right. And what's the contest? Fall?
We have a week to talk about it.
Best photo or biggest celebrity,
Maybe we have a couple different categories.
most creative? I don't know. We'll see.
We can figure it out. All right. All
Yeah,
right.
we'll talk through it. Hey,
All
thanks
right.
for joining me. We'll see you all at Affiliate Summit. Hope to see you there. Bye.
See you at the airport. Bye.